In this video lesson, we are going to talk about poetry, context clues, affixes, and author. And the learning competency covered in this lesson is analyze the maxims, universal truths, and philosophies presented in the literary text as a means of valuing other people and their various circumstances in life. Let us start by recalling the meaning of poetry. Poetry is a type of literature that conveys thoughts, describes a scene, or tells a story in a concentrated, lyrical arrangement of words. Unlocking constant vocabulary. Read the description carefully. Choose your answer from the word box below. Write your answer on the blank provided before the number. Here are the correct answers to the given items. Did you get all of them correctly? That's great! Let us now discuss context clues in poetry. Context clues in poetry are hints or pieces of information within the poem that help readers understand the meaning of difficult words or phrases. These clues can come from the words and sentences surrounding the unfamiliar word, helping readers figure out its meaning without needing to look it up. Now here are the types of context clues in poetry. Definition clues, antonym clues, explanation clues, synonym clues, and example clues. In definition clues, sometimes the poem provides a definition for a difficult word right in the next line or within the same line. For example, the child was elated, filled with joy and happiness. The unfamiliar word is elated, which is defined as filled with joy and happiness. In synonym clues, the poem might use a word that means the same thing as a difficult word to help explain it. For example, the night was somber, dark, and gloomy. The unfamiliar word is somber, which also means dark and gloomy. Antonym clues. Antonym clues are opposite words or phrases used to show what the difficult word means by contrast. For example, unlike the vibrant spring, the winter was dreary and dull. The unfamiliar word is vibrant, and the antonym clues provided are dreary and dull. Therefore, vibrant means full of life. In example clues, the poem gives examples that help explain the difficult word. For example, the meadow was teeming with wildlife. Rabbits, deer, and birds were everywhere. The unfamiliar word is wildlife, and the examples given are rabbits, deer, and birds. Wildlife therefore means animals that live independently in natural conditions. Last is explanation clues. In explanation clues, the poem explains the difficult word in more detail within the surrounding lines. For example, the ancient tree, a giant oak with sprawling branches, stood as a sentinel in the forest. The unfamiliar word is ancient, and it is explained by the surrounding words. A giant oak with sprawling branches stood as a sentinel in the forest. Therefore, ancient means old. How to use context clues in poetry. First, read the surrounding lines. Next, look for synonyms or antonyms. Third, check for examples. And last, find definitions or explanations. Did you learn how to use context clues in understanding unfamiliar words in poetry? Let us see. Practice activity. Context clues in poetry. Read each poem excerpt carefully. Use the context clues provided in the surrounding lines to determine the meaning of the underlined word. Write the meaning of the word and determine which type of context clue helped you. Now let us discuss all about affixes. Affixes are small word particles, usually only a few letters, added to a root word to change its meaning or grammatical properties. There are 4 classifications of affixes, and the first is prefixes. Prefixes are affixes attached to the beginning of a root word. For example, un in the word unhappy. The next is suffixes. These are affixes attached to the end of a root word. For example, the suffix ness in the word happiness. Suffixes are mainly used for grammar purposes such as verb conjugation, as in worked, worked. Plurality, for example, fox, foxes. Possession, like Juliana, Julianas. Reflexive pronouns like them, themselves. Comparatives and superlatives like fast, faster, and fastest. And changing word class like swim to swimmer. The next type of affixes is infixes. This is a special type of affix that comes in the middle of a word. However, the English language does not use infixes. Type of affixes is circumfixes. They are pairs of prefixes and suffixes always used together. For example, the prefix in and the suffix en in the word enlighten. In poetry, affixes help uncover the meanings of words. Let us have a practice activity on enriching vocabulary through affixation. Form appropriate words from the given words inside the parentheses through affixation. Write your answers on the blanks provided. Now let us move on to author. Who is an author? An author is a person who creates or produces written, spoken, or visual works. The term author is commonly associated with writers of books, articles, poems, and essays, but it also applies to creators of speeches, scripts, screenplays, artwork, music, and other forms of creative expression. Authors bring creativity, expression, perspective, and communication skills to their work. Authors also bring their individual perspectives and viewpoints to their work, shaping how they interpret and represent the world around them. They also have the potential to influence and inspire others through their work. They can spark conversations, challenge perceptions, evoke emotions, and prompt reflection. Authors also use language, imagery, symbolism, and storytelling techniques to engage audiences, convey messages, evoke emotions, and spark thought. Through their creations, authors leave a lasting impact on culture, society, and the human experience.